It's late. The house is still. The only sounds are the hum of the refrigerator and the creak of the floorboards settling. You get up from your bed, maybe for a glass of water, maybe just from a feeling of restlessness. You walk into the hallway and suddenly the air feels different. It feels heavy. You get that sudden, unmistakable prickle on the back of your neck. The feeling that your every move is being watched. You pause. Your eyes dart to the darkest corner of the living room. They flick up to the top of the wardrobe, half hidden in shadow. You glance at the empty, dark doorway of the bathroom. You take a breath and you shake it off. It's just my imagination, you whisper. The house is just making noises. But is it? What if that feeling isn't your imagination at all? What if your soul is sensing something your eyes cannot see? What if those creepy places in your home aren't just creepy by chance? What if they are the exact places the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned us about? We live in an age of electric lights and scientific explanations. We've been told that monsters aren't real, that the darkness is just an absence of light. We've dismissed the warnings of our grandmothers as folklore and superstition. But this isn't folklore. This is a forgotten sunnah. Because the Jinn, those beings of smokeless fire, they don't just roam the ancient ruins in the vast, empty deserts. They live with us, among us, inside our very homes, and just like us, they have families, communities, and favorite spots. The Prophet, peace be upon him, didn't just tell us that these beings exist. He gave us a map. He pointed to their hiding spots. He warned us of their dwellings, and the most terrifying part. We walk past them, ignore them, and in some cases even share these spaces with them, every single day. The first and most notorious of these places is your bathroom. In the time of the Prophet, these places were called the hushush, the open-air privies, the places of filth, located away from the home, and the Prophet, peace be upon him, was explicit in his warning. He said, "These privies are frequented by the jinn and devils, frequented, not visited sometimes. Frequented, it is their meeting place, their assembly hall." And so he taught us. So when any one of you goes there, let him say, "I seek refuge in Allah from the male and female evil spirits." This isn't just a casual recommendation. It's a spiritual command, a protective shield you are meant to activate before you even step foot inside. Now, think about our modern lives. Our bathrooms are no longer a hole in the ground outside. They are in the very center of our homes. We've made them comfortable. We've added magazines, music speakers, and high-speed internet. How many of us sit there scrolling endlessly on our phones? How many sing in the shower? How many spend 20, 30 minutes in the one room in the house that the Prophet identified as their headquarters? You are, quite literally, sitting in their living room. You are exposed, vulnerable, and heedless in the one place they are at their strongest. You've brought your expensive phone, your entertainment, your idle thoughts into a zone of spiritual filth, and in that state of ghafla, of heedlessness, you wonder why you feel drained, agitated, or spiritually heavy afterward. You have left the door wide open. The second hiding spot is more subtle. It is the cracks in your walls, the small holes, the dark, forgotten spaces. In an authentic hadith, the Prophet, peace be upon him, forbade his companions from urinating into a hole or a crack in the ground. When they asked why, it was explained, because they are the dwellings of the Jinn. They are dwellings, homes now. Look around your own house. We may not have cracks in the dirt floor, but we have our own modern equivalents. That dusty attic you haven't entered in a decade. The damp basement filled with cobwebs and forgotten boxes. The closet in the guest room stuffed with old clothes you'll never wear again. The space under your bed piled high with junk. The dark, empty void behind the kitchen cabinets. These are the cracks and holes of our homes. The Jinn are drawn to stagnation. They are drawn to darkness, to neglect, to places where human life and energy are absent. When a room is left empty, when a space is filled with clutter and filth, when it is abandoned by human use and, more importantly, by the remembrance of Allah, they move in. They see an empty house and they make it a home. Think about the feeling of walking into a room that's been locked for years. That heavy, still, unsettling energy. You are not imagining it. You are trespassing. You are walking into their dwelling. The third place they love to gather is perhaps the most shocking. It's your dinner table, your kitchen counter, your plate. This isn't a physical spot, but an invitation. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was relentless in his warnings about this. He said, "Cover your vessels, tie your water skins, for the shaitan does not open a closed door, nor untie a water skin, nor uncover a vessel." He told us that shaitan eats with his left hand, and that he partakes in any food over which the name of Allah has not been spoken. Think about that. You cook a meal, you're tired, you leave the pot on the stove, uncovered. You pour a glass of water and set it by your bed, uncovered. You bring home groceries and leave them on the counter, forgetting to say Bismillah as you put them away. You think you are alone, but you are in fact hosting a banquet. You are sharing your food, your drink, your sustenance with the very beings you are supposed to be protected from. Have you ever had that experience where you eat a full meal but you just don't feel satisfied? You feel a lack of barakah, a lack of blessing. You wonder where the blessing in your food has gone. It's been shared, it's been stolen by an unseen guest you invited to the table. The Prophet said that when a man enters his home and mentions the name of Allah upon entering and upon eating, the shaitan says to his companions, "You have no place to stay tonight and no food." That's how simple the battle is. But how often we forget these physical locations, the bathroom, the cracks, the uncovered food are bad enough. But there is a fourth kind of place they are drawn to, a place that is more dangerous than all the others combined. It is a spiritual place. It is the atmosphere of your home. They gather in rooms where there is sin. In a home where haram music blares from morning until night, a sound that is the very trumpet of Shaitan, you are creating an atmosphere that is toxic to angels and a paradise for devils. They gather in homes where there is constant fighting. The Prophet, peace be upon him, warned us that anger is from Shaitan. When a home is filled with shouting, arguments, and rage, it is not a home, it is a battlefield, and you are inviting his soldiers in. They gather in homes that are filled with certain images and statues. The Prophet told us, the angels do not enter a house in which there is a dog or pictures. Think about that. The angels of mercy, of blessing, of protection. They refuse to enter, and in a world of unseen forces, a house that is empty of angels is by default full of their opposites. You have locked out your bodyguards and invited in the thieves. So why is this so important? This isn't just about a creepy feeling. It's about the very quality of your life. Do you feel restless at home? Do you find peace everywhere but in your own house? Do your children have constant, terrifying nightmares? Does your family argue over the smallest things? Do you feel an overwhelming laziness, an inability to pray, a specific heaviness that only comes when you try to open the Quran inside your own home? You are not fighting your own laziness. You are fighting the influence of an environment. You are trying to pray in their living room. You are trying to find peace in their hiding spot. The battle is real, but our Prophet did not give us a warning without also giving us a weapon. He did not describe the disease without giving us the cure. You do not have to live in fear, you just have to live with awareness. You have the power to transform your home from their hiding place into your fortress. Here is your protection. The dua, the password, before you ever step foot into the bathroom. Make it an unbreakable habit. Teach it to your children. Write it on a sticker by the door. Say it until it is more natural than breathing. You are rendering yourself invisible to them. Cleanliness, physical and spiritual, tahara, purity. The jinn are drawn to filth and darkness. Be repulsed by it. Keep a clean home. Open the windows. Let the sunlight in. Don't let junk pile up. Don't let laundry sit for weeks. A clean, bright, well-lit home is repulsive to them. The spiritual lock. Bismillah, in the name of Allah. Burn this word into your daily life. When you close your door at night, say Bismillah. You have just locked it against the unseen. When you cover your food, say Bismillah. You have just sealed it. When you close your windows at Maghrib, as the Prophet told us to, say Bismillah. When you put on your clothes, say Bismillah. Each one is a small, effortless act of spiritual warfare. The eviction notice, Surah al-Baqarah, the Prophet, peace be upon him, gave us the ultimate weapon. He said, "Do not turn your houses into graveyards, verily. Shaitan flees from a house in which Surah al-Baqarah is recited." In another narration, he said it protects the house for 3 days. This is your spiritual fumigation. Playing it on a speaker is good, but reciting it yourself with your own voice. You are personally, with the very words of Allah, declaring war and burning them out of their hiding spots. They cannot stand to hear it. The night guard Ayatul Kursi, the Prophet, told us the story of Abu Huraira, who caught a Jinn stealing from the zakat. The Jinn, terrified, taught him a secret in exchange for his freedom. He said, "Whoever recites Ayatul Kursi when he goes to bed, a guardian from Allah will be with him, and no shaitan will come near him until morning." When Abu Huraira told the Prophet, he, peace be upon him, said, "He told you the truth, though he is a habitual liar." Recite it every single night. It is a personal divine bodyguard assigned to you until sunrise. So tonight, when you walk through your home, I want you to look at it differently. Look at the dark corners, the bathroom door, the food on your counter. Is this a home full of cracks and invitations? A home where angels feel unwelcome? A graveyard silent of the Quran? Or is it a fortress? Is it a home sealed with the name of Allah? Is it a place of light and cleanliness and zikr and recitation? The Jinn are always looking for a place to hide that will never change. The Jinn are always looking for a place to hide in yours.